Hey Liam, how you doing today?
I'm good. How are you doing?
You must be pretty excited because your Sox are going to the ALCS.
Yeah, man. I've been watching the. I watched the last two games, two walk-offs back to back. It's pretty exciting, honestly. I'm pretty fired up. So hopefully they can keep the magic going a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, as a guy who used to work at Fenway, like, is it maybe a little bit more extra special whenever they're playing well?
Maybe a little bit. I mean, I was a fan before I started working there, but kind of through that experience, it only kind of grew even more. It's cool too for me. I still go and see, watching the game. I go see all my old friends working on the grounds crew. I actually got one of my good buddies from the grounds crew. He's coming down to the game this week, so uh, it's exciting. So.
I wanted to ask you about the some of the things y'all started doing in the run game this past week. It looked like y'all were pulling linemen like a lot more than you had maybe before. Was that sort of a new implementation, sort of new thing in the offense, and when did y'all implement that?
Yeah, I mean, there's some of like our day one, two, three plays. We've had those plays in since camp, and we felt that that's when one of our stronger plays from offensive line standpoint. So it was good. We kind of committed to those plays over the weekend, and we had a little success with it. So hopefully that's something we can continue to build on moving forward.
Hey Liam, with all the speculation going around with Coach O's job status and everything, how have you all handled that in the locker room as you still try to plug and get this thing turned around and win some football games?
Yeah, I'm not even thinking about that at all. That's not anything that I could control or any of my teammates can control. What we're focused on every week is just preparing for our opponent, which this week is Florida, and it's going to be a big game for us. Obviously, it's been a tough start to the year for us. None of us wanted to be in the situation, but uh, the only thing that we can do is keep fighting. And we have an opportunity to get a big win at home this week, so we got to do everything we can to get ready for it.
Yeah, hey Liam, this is Glenn West here. You guys obviously face, probably one of the more elite pass rushing duos in the country this week with Zachary Carter and Brenton Cox coming to Death Valley. Just, I guess, talk about the challenge of an offensive line and trying to block two guys like that who are so good at, getting after the quarterback and making plays in the backfield.
Yeah, I mean they're good players. Between those two and then some other guys they got, they're a really talented bunch. Yeah, I remember both those guys from our game last year. So it's going to be a challenge for us, and it's going to be something we have to put it together this week and be ready to play our best game on Saturday.
Mute. Hi, I'm Liam from The Advocate. I wanted to know the offensive line has been the subject of a lot of scrutiny this season, and I wanted to know if you could pinpoint what the certain weaknesses are and how y'all are attacking them in practice.
Um, yeah, in terms of scrutiny, that's not, I at least for me and my teammates, I don't really try to pay attention to anything that's being said outside of this building. Uh, it's something that Coach O says, and I really believe in is the only people that can control the outcome of our games and our season are the people in this building. So, um, yeah, I don't want to get too much into the details of that, but every week, like I say, every time I'm up here, we got to address what we see what we did well, what we did bad, where we have to improve, and just keep moving forward.
Liam, obviously you're with Max all the time. He's at kind of the halfway point of his first full season as a starter. What would you say he's really done well this year, and kind of what are the areas where he's looking to continue to improve?
Yeah, I think Max has done a really good job this year. He has a lot on his plate, and what I try to do, and what we have to do as not an offensive line, running backs, receivers, tight ends is, we have to do everything we can to kind of make it easier for him because he's got the most on his plate as a quarterback. And I think that he's done a really good job this year so far, but we just have to keep doing everything we can to make it easier on him so he can just play more free and more comfortably and confidently.
Is there maybe a moment or a play where you really saw a good bit of growth from him?
I don't know if I can pinpoint one moment, but he's just what's impressed me about Max is he's really got kind of a what's next mentality that we talk about. He's not afraid. If something goes wrong or he gets hit hard, he pops right up and he's ready to go to the next play. So that's something that I find kind of admirable in him.
Hey, Liam, I know you say you guys just focus on the things you can control, but how was the team in the locker room rallying around Coach O right now?
Yeah, I mean, we're all in, man. We've been working really hard for this. It's been disappointing. Everyone knows that the start of the season, but we're playing we're playing as hard as we can, and moving forward, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna keep playing hard. We're gonna do everything that we can to prepare ourselves for this Saturday against Florida.
Yeah, hey Liam. Obviously, you guys lose a huge piece there in Kayshawn this last week. I was wondering if we could get your reaction to that news, and then as well as I wanted to ask about Jack Besh as potentially a guy who can really step in and kind of be a go-to option now for Max. I know he's been targeting him a lot on third downs, but just do you think Jack and some of those freshman receivers are ready to take on a bigger workload?
Yeah, I mean, in terms of Kayshawn, that's just horrible news. That he's going to be miss the rest of the year. Really hate that for him. He's someone he's really been one of the bright spots on the team, and he's earned that throughout the offseason. So really hate to see that happen to him. But there's still a lot of talent in the wide receiver room, like Jack Besh, like you mentioned, a lot of the other freshmen. There's more than enough talent in there for guys to step up. And that could be something that'll be interesting to see throughout the rest of the year, to see who can kind of fill those shoes.
Hey Liam, I'm gonna pivot back to the little Boston Red Sox stuff. I wanted to know how you got the job at Fenway and who's coming out to watch you play this weekend.
So my freshman year at Harvard, I was just looking for a summer job. It's a little different as a football player at Harvard to LSU in terms of finding work and stuff for the summer. But, I thought that would be a cool gig. I saw a posting for it. Next thing you know, it's like my full-time job for 3 or 4 years. So really couldn't have had a better summer job in college, I think. But, yeah, the guy who's coming down, Brendan Gallagher, he's one of my good friends from home. And he went to school in Boston too. So after I got the job, I told him that he should apply too. So then it ended up being he's one of my best friends from my childhood, and then we had that job together, and it only made us even closer. So I'm looking forward to him coming down here this week.